Next, Never Say Never music in the Artist Spotlight with Jezza. When Jeremy moved from down south to the Newcastle Hunter region, it was only a matter of time before he set up a band of musicians to record original music. Now with Eiley, Cranny, Grimesy and Son, also known as Daniel, Jezza is again performing live after some 20 years away from the industry. And we are sure glad he's back. Under the banner of Never Say Never Music, their latest song and accompanying video is some of the best music he has ever produced. Aussie Grown caught up with Jezza to chat music and more this week, featuring their two latest singles. The new one, Be Who You Want to Be, in a few minutes. But let's kick off the Artist Spotlight with We Fly as Never Say Never Music step into the Artist Spotlight on Aussie Grown. We Fly, it's the previous single, if you like, from Never Say Never Music. And on the line we have Jezza from the band, a band of five out of Newcastle in New South Wales. And I'm so looking forward to chatting with Jezza. Welcome.
Hey, great to be on the show, Hank. Much appreciated.
It's our pleasure. We've just heard your great single, We Fly. Can you tell us a little of the deeper meaning and the head processes that were going on in writing this song?
Yeah, well, actually, it all began actually on the cover there. If you notice, there's two hands and they look like they're in a prayer mode. Actually, that's our youngest daughter's hands, Eiley. She actually is the one who wrote that song, We Fly, being the fact that with God in our lives, we can do anything, right? We can fly. Yep. Sometimes we get into those down and out situations, like we're not sure where things are going, but having God in our lives, we can do more. And that's the message that we wanted to convey to the people out there, that anything is achievable by having God in our lives, but when we think about having God in our lives, what does that mean? Well, in a lot of our theme songs, we have a sense of having community and having support, so we can do things together. And that's the basis of the song, that we can fly, we can do, whether it's our studies as children, whether it's getting through our daily grind with our work, whatever it is, we can do things and we can soar as God would want us to in our lives. It doesn't have to be those big things like those massive goals that you might have. It can be the tiny things. It can be maybe something's troubling on our hearts. So how do we get through that, whether it's by prayer, whether it's by reading God's word, we can do so much. Yeah.
You told me about the members of the band. Who does all the writing? You mentioned your daughter.
Yeah.
Some writing. Who else in the band does the writing?
Yeah, so both Eiley and myself, and also Cranny, who's our lead vocalist, and also Matt, who he writes lyrics. He's written actually on our latest single that we've just released this year as well. So we've got many more to come, but they're the main, I guess, the lyric writers, the music composition side of things. That's myself. I've been out of the game for about 20 plus years. And Ailey, our youngest one, she actually she had a love for songwriting probably about 2 years back. And when I say how old she is, she was only 8 years old at the time. Now She's 10. So at the time when you think about children, you think, oh, they're scribbling or they're dabbling. But when I actually saw what she was doing and she said, I want to write songs, I said, all right. Had to get the old equipment out of the shed, dust it off, learn a bit of composition and how it's done these days, and then just getting back into the music. And so I've been writing a lot of the music, I guess, digitally, and also getting analog instruments with friends and collaborations along the way. Yeah. I mainly do the music, and then when we get together as a band, we work on harmonies, and Cranny has helped a lot with that as well. So it's a very much, it's an intergenerational effort, can I say, because we've got different ages in the group as well.
Your new single is a bit of a collaboration as well between members of the band, Be Who You Want to Be, subtitled BWYWB. I love that. The way it flows.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit of the headspace from your perspective, the headspace you were in when writing it and the deeper meaning behind this song?
You know what, Hank, I think the big one is, like, for me personally, like being close to not far from 50 years old, a couple of years down the track, I thought, you know what, whether we're of an older age or whether we're of a younger age, we can do anything. And like I was just telling you before the interview about our logo, we've got the Bible verse there. We've got Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. Now, if anyone doesn't know what that verse is, it's the context of it is that with all things in God, anything's possible, right? So with the thinking of our band name, together with, like, be who you want to be, like whether it's in doing your something that you want to achieve, it might be sports, it might be some aspiration that you have. Like, we can get through it. If anyone has a look at our music video that we just released a couple of weeks ago, the theme of the song is about supporting each other. So where we have we actually had a Newcastle dance group. They're called Newy Jams. Big shout out to them who got involved on that, where the theme of the story is that they're all showcasing their different dance moves. Yep. And one of them struggles with it. He has a bit of a fall. Everyone comes around to support that individual. Beautiful. So it's about like, if we're down, we can get back up. It's about being able to get over those hurdles that we often face, that we can work together as a community, whether it's your church, whether it's your own family, whether it's your friends, we can make it possible. So that's the gist of Be Who You Want to Be, in that we can do amazing things with a positive community around us and support.
Be Who You Want to Be, subtitled BWYWB. The new song from Never Say Never Music, wrapping up the artist spotlight this week, which we began with We Fly. Get out to see Never Say Never Music when they play in and around the Newcastle Hunter region, or wherever they may pop up, and you can keep your eye on the AussieGrownRadio.com website gig guide to see where they're playing. And check out the usual streaming services for their music and the video for BWYWB. That's a mouthful. I think I prefer to say the words. The links of which you can find on the AussieGrownRadio.com artist directory page for Never Say Never Music.
Across the nation.
On Aussie Grown.